Guys, just wanted to show you that I'm putting part 2 up a bit later of the painting. I just want to show you this quick, and we talk about a few things, right? If you think that doing the painting, you're looking at the most scariest thing you can look at in watercolour painting, and that is a blank piece of paper, right? For some reason, when you first start, it frightens you. You don't want to mess it up, you don't want to ruin the paper, no. You've got to get rid of that, right? You must get rid of that. So what I used to do is, I used to do skies, and that's all I'd do. I'd just do some skies, you know, add 10 minutes, less, do a sky. And you've got 2 minutes to put a sky in, right? That's all. Otherwise you start getting hard edges and run backs. You can call them cauliflower or something as well. So this paper's not the best, so it might buckle a bit, but we're not worried about that. I just want to show you, and I'm going to do a daft sky, right? But just to show you how quick you can throw a sky in, right? So we'll go down. I'll just put a line across the bottom. You know that, only the horizon line, right? That's all I've done. Starting to buckle already, this paper, but we'll carry on. Right, hang on, let's just grab my glasses. Right, I'll tell you what, we'll put a bit of water down the bottom, right? We'll come to that in a minute, but just we'll let that soak in a bit. Right, now I'll show you the colours I've got here. Got yellow ochre. Don't know whether you can see it. The camera's eye up and I can't see. Yellow ochre, burnt sienna, blue, a purpley colour, a bit of brown. I'm just going to show you can throw any colours in the sky. I haven't practiced this sky before, so anything could happen, right? So don't say, well, mine's done this, mine's done that, mine might do it. Right, so I'm just going to go over this yellow ochre, and I'm going to go all over with it, right? And even down here. All I'm doing is we'll put a bit in the front. We can say this is water or something like that. No. And we'll just do that. Maybe make it. No, that's a nice shade. Rinse your brush out. And we'll go in with a bit of the ultramarine blue. And we won't come all the way down because we want this to be the lightest down here. We'll put just a few marks in, right? Then we'll throw some of that purple colour in. It's like a winey, purpley, I don't know, that type of colour. And I'm even going to drop a bit of brown in. Right, and what else can we put in? Tell you what, I can't find it. We'll throw some of the Payne's grey in. Right, this is your black really, your Payne's grey. Just mix it in a bit with that purple colour up there. Right, and we'll call that done. Right, and all I'm going to do at the bottom is, yeah, it's still wet. Right. All we want is light strokes across like that. That's all. Little bit of burnt sienna. A bit of the blue. And don't worry where it is. We're not trying to be art masters here. We just want to get colour on the paper, right? and maybe just here a bit of dark, because that's like the darkest part of the sky now. Right, what you do, wash your brush out, and we'll just lift some shapes out now in the sky. That's all we're doing, it's just shapes, right? Just not dry enough, this brush. So that's better, eh? I say just keep washing it out. Now that colour there looks a little bit too much on it, so let's soften that a bit if we can. And just maybe up the top here. Right. Down here, we'll just I'll just drop water on the bottom now. You don't have to do the shapes so much down here because it's water moves, so maybe a little bit more of that red somewhere in here. And maybe just we'll try and take a little bit out the front there. And then we can always drop the horizon line, right? Now while that's drying a bit, I might have to blast it in a minute, but so that's the scary part over. Excuse me. Getting rid of that blank piece of white paper, right? It terrifies you, believe me. The other thing I want to just talk to you about is, you know, when you're might be following me doing this painting, and you've actually got to feel the painting, and I'll just explain what I mean by that. If I see a painting or I see a scene, say I'm walking somewhere in the woods, and then I come out and in front of me is this lovely scene, lovely sky and everything, and I go, wow, now you've all done that, look at that. But do you feel it, or do you just see it? And what I mean by that is, do you sit there and take it in and feel it? If it's a summer's day, do you feel the warmth on your face? Do you look at the clouds? Do you see the birds flying? Can you smell the grasses? Right? If there's a tree there and you touch the tree and all that, you're feeling everything in that scene. And it's the same with painting. When you come to paint, you've got to feel it. Right? It's no good going, oh, it's just a painting, I'll just follow along. Try and feel it, where you are actually in the painting. Right, I'll just blast this, try and get it a bit flatter, so I'll just turn it off for a sec. You don't want to air the air dry, do you? Right, I've flattened it out a bit. Is this camera on? I'm sorry to do this, but I'll have to move the camera a bit because it's right behind what's holding it and I can't see if the bloody light's on. So I want to do a video. Yeah, it is. Sorry about that. Let's just move it about. Right. So, dried it a bit. It's a bit curled. All you do with that, put something over it and put some heavy weight on it, just to flatten it down, but we're not bothered about that at the moment. Right, now let's just try and finish it off with something quick. Right, so I'm not bothered too much about the colour. But let's just, we want it only light, and that's a bit on the dark side. You don't want a lot of water on it, because it will run into the sky and cause a few problems, right? So what I'm doing, just dabbing here and there. We've done this, haven't we? On that, well, I showed you how to do it. I don't know if you've done it. So all we've done there is the impression of trees, right? And underneath, I say, just very lightly. It's better when the paper's damp really, but it doesn't matter. It's more about the sky. More about the sky than anything. Right, just maybe now a bit of darker colour. Well, now let's just put some in there as well. But I hope you're getting the idea of this painting lark. It's not for people who supposedly are talented. I'm not bloody talented. I never will be. It's just that I've learned, and that's all it comes down to. Having a go, learning, make mistakes. You've got to make mistakes, otherwise you don't make mistakes, you're not trying. That might sound silly, but think about it. If you're trying stuff, you're going to make mistakes, and it's simple as that. As I say, we're not bothered about how these look, it's just getting something on there, some colour. Get rid of that white paper, and once you do that, you're laughing then. Now this I'd call a sketch. That's all it is. You're just practicing stuff. That's all. Right, now I've gone into a bit of brown. Right. And it's a bit darker, and we'll just put like there's a bit of land there. Can't have trees just floating on the water as a boat. And that's all it is. It's always an impression of what you're doing. It's what people see. It's not what you're doing. Right, as quick as I can. What brush have we got? I don't know. And we just cover most of the bloody sky now. That's all we'll do. Obviously you don't want to cover it up completely. And you see that's a bit wet, but let's go along here. There's something happening along here, isn't it? Right. And all these colours that we've already got mixed, throw some of them in as well. There's no harm, does it? Now, we're having fun. And that's all it's about, having fun. Right. Let's see if we can... No, it's not dry yet. It's not drying quick enough. Or the paint's not thick enough, but... Right, now with the bigger brush, some dark paint. You just make out like there's, just like it's a tree basically. Well, that's what it is, isn't it? Now it mightn't look great, but as I say, it's not about what it looks like. It's about us getting that feel, just that feel for throwing the sky in, right? And making that look a bit like water, right? Yup, a bird there with a shorter wing. That won't help. Right, so basically that's it. Right, we're done. And I don't know how long it's taken that. We've messed about a little bit, but it's that really dark colour now. We put that mostly on the inside, right? So let's see. Should let that dry, but we're not bothered. Let's just see. But somewhere about there. Right, now there's a nice little painting. Yeah. Put that in the frame. Oh, that'll look nice. Right. But do you see how that sky went in? I wasn't bothered. Put a bit of brown in it, didn't I, even, and everything. Don't bother. Just get that colour on. You can lift some out with your damp brush, and that's it. And feel the painting. Try and feel it. Okay? Right, so part 2 of the other painting will be up in a bit. Right, take care everyone. Ta-ra for now.